you know, because we've got the point we're at now, you know, any more severe cuts mean considerable numbers of layoffs. There just isn't anything left to cut except people. You know, the money that we have, over 80% of it goes to salaries. So when you cut people. The CSU Stanislaus administration is secretive about what they plan to cut. We know they are considering $5 to $6 million in possible cuts. And they are figuring out ways to cut 80 to 90% of that money from instruction. We are very concerned about that. They refuse to tell faculty how much cutting they are figuring on doing, figuring out how to do in non-instructional areas. For example, they refuse to tell us how much money they're figuring out how to cut from the computer center, or how much money they're figuring out how they could, you know, that they could cut from athletics or from administration itself. I'm on the University Budget Advisory Committee. I'm on the committee that is supposed to know, that is supposed to have an oversight. It's supposed to have the total view over, you know, how the process is unfolding. We faculty come in there and say, you know, what are you planning, to the administrators in that committee? And they say, we aren't going to tell you that. It wouldn't be appropriate for us to tell you that. That's the kind of administration we have on this campus. They have told us to make plans to discontinue some majors and programs. Now, university policy requires that a certain process happen when major, you know, when discontinuation of majors or discontinuation of programs is being contemplated. Basically, a program is supposed to get a fair trial. Everyone who has a stake in the program, the students, the members of the community, the faculty, and others, they're supposed to get a chance to debate the question of whether the program or major should be discontinued. However, our administration has said that they want to ignore the university policy on program discontinuation. They say that because there is a fiscal crisis right now, it's okay for them to just cut whatever programs or majors they think need to go. And by the way, the administrators I am talking about haven't even been working here very long. Our provost has been here, what, like 4 months or something, right? This is wrong. The university is not their property to do with as they please. The university belongs to the people. The people of the state and the region should decide. CSU faculty are subject to layoff right now, basically being fired, although with some chance of being hired back later. Layoff notices were sent already in November to faculty at CSU Bakersfield and CSU State President. I expect that more will come. For students, this means fewer classes and or less quality in the classes that remain. Okay, so that's the problem part of the commercial. Now here's the solution part. First of all, I believe that well, the first thing that has to happen is that students have to get involved. There's really only so much the faculty can do. It's a small group, and really the university is about the students. It's raison d'etre, okay? Its reason for existing is the students, is the education of the students. So what can students do? Well, I'm going to divide this up into a couple of things. I'll try to be brief here. I know time is running short. I want to divide it up into what students can do locally and what they should or could be able to do statewide. Locally, demand a fair and open budget process at your campus. Disclosure should be made of all the contemplated cutting scenarios. There should be open meetings where the amounts proposed to be cut to each campus division are presented, and everyone has a chance to ask questions about how much is being cut in each area and whether that apportionment of cuts makes sense. Stanislaus students can demand reinstatement of winter term if that's